Professor Aprobrius is the correct pronunciation of my name, sir. And as it has been said, tonight I will be sharing with you the 3 principles of mentorship that can be translated upon everything, not just to the arts as mad scientists, but to the world of Toastmasters. And I will be sharing with you tonight my lessons and from Toastmasters that I have learned from mentorship from my mentees. And you can take the same lessons and apply it in mentorship yourself. The first lesson I shall share with you this evening is be the example. There was one instance where my mentee had no idea what to do for table topics. And I demonstrated to them that you can do anything that you wish. You can be creative. So for Halloween, I created what is called the Witch's Brew of table topics. Inside the table topics was this cauldron, and inside the cauldron was your table topics, but you had to reach through slime and spiders and cobwebs and eyeballs in order to pull out your topic. And by the time you had your topic in your hand, it had almost melted away. But it was a fun experience that everyone got to enjoy. That creativity that you add to the table topics. Well, my mentee, they took that example and did it themselves for Thanksgiving. You see, they had a serving platter, very silver serving platter. And on the platter were napkins in ring holders. And written upon those napkins, in those ring holders, were the table topics themselves. My mentee went around serving up the table topic to each individual who was participating that night, adding an element of creativity to the event. If anything, you should be the example, lead by example, as they say, when you are going to teach your mentee. The second principle I wish to share with you this evening is to seek out others. It is appropriate to be humble when you are being a mentor. For as my name is Professor Aprobrius, and if you know what Aprobrius means, it means you're full of scorn and criticism. Well, that is not very effective when it comes to evaluations. When you have evaluations, you must not be scornful, you must be positive. And my mentee was on their way to being a champion in the evaluation speech contest. So I suggested to them that they seek out the champion from last year, who just so happened to be giving a workshop on how to be an effective evaluator. They sought out this champion. They heard what this champion had to offer. They became the mentee of this champion for the evaluation contest. They were able to learn the skills to which I was not able to impart upon them. And this individual, my mentee, they went on not only to win the club contest, they went on to win the area contest. And not just that, they went on to win the division contest. And had it not been for COVID, they would have surely won the district contest. No competition would compare with how great they were in their evaluation skills. But is it important to teach your mentee to seek out others, to be humble, and to get the experience that they need from others if you cannot provide that experience? The third principle I shall share with you, and the most important principle of all, is encourage creativity. So many things can be so drab and boring and mundane. It just frustrates and causes your hair to turn into what my hair is. You pull your hair out. You like to be inspired, have something interesting and something to enjoy. So encourage them to be creative. encourage them to challenge and go out on a limb. And even if such ideas are so crazy, they think they may not work, encourage them. I have an example of my mentee that resides here in this club in Dungeons and Toasts. And my mentee was doing the research study project. And they had done the research on the Cthulhu of all subject matters. And instead of giving a drab, boring PowerPoint presentation of how the modern society business people do it, he decided to do it as if he was an old-timey professor, a professor from the time of Cthulhu. And he gave a lecture in style of costume, in style of experience, and used the vernacular of the time. So many elements of creativity, which made for an amazing presentation. I learned so much about Cthulhu that I am so frightened that I would never want to meet Cthulhu myself. And that is how creativity can be effective. It can help with learning. So here tonight, I have shared with you my 3 principles for what it takes to be an effective mentor that can translate upon all fields. Be the example, lead by example. Encourage your mentee to seek out others when you do not have the knowledge that they desire to seek. And lastly, encourage them to be creative. It is creativity that will help them grow. And the most important thing that you need to remember, even if you do not believe that you can be a good mentor, that it is not about perfection when it comes to mentorship. It is about guiding the mentee along the journey, helping them to become greater and better than what they are, to help them to learn and to grow. And with these 3 principles, my fellow Toastmasters, you too can be successful mentors and mentor your mentees on to greatness. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and especially Ryan. So your speech today was about mentoring, and you apparently are an advanced mentor, and the purpose of your project for today is to apply your mentoring skills during a long-term mentoring commitment. And I believe that you have achieved the purpose of this speech. What I loved about this speech is how you did apportion your speech time to developing 3 principles. And these 3 principles are not just applicable to being a mentor, but are applicable to aspects of leadership, all different types of leadership. Your principles were be the example or lead by example. Number 2, encourage the mentee to seek out others if you're not able to provide them with the mentorship and staying positive. And number 3 was encouraging creativity. So I really liked all 3 principles. Principle number 1, which was lead by example, you use creativity as the example to support this point. And principle number 3 was encourage creativity, which I felt was a little bit redundant. So you might want to tease out another aspect to support principle 1. I think that you definitely had clarity, vocal variety. You hammed it up a lot with your wig and the accent. You had good eye contact, good use of gestures. You were definitely comfortable in front of your audience. I liked how you stressed that it's not about being a perfect mentor, but to help to guide the mentee. I challenge you, I know it's hard to do this in 5 to 7 minutes, but I know you talked about being a mentor, but maybe persuade others to be a mentor. or tell us a little bit more about how to become a mentor or how to be part of the mentor-mentee program. So I enjoyed all your insights. Thank you for sharing them with us.